Coming up next, Spaceman Dorsum raids the patent office.
Clint puts cheap tools against expensive, and Rob cuts some really cute angles.
Cute.
That's what I meant.
This is your Power Tool Week in Review.
This episode is brought to you by Ohio Power Tool. Pro tools, pro service, all at the best prices at ohiopowertool.com.
And Ego, power beyond belief. Welcome back, Power Tool fans. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah. It's May 22nd, 2020, and today we're going to do the Power Tool news and share some tool videos you won't want to miss. Let's get to it.
A little over a week ago, the Workshop Addict crew had a really bad experience with a rigid subcompact 3-inch saw, and this week they followed up. After a terrible first outing, the guys decided to take it back to Home Depot. There they were honest about what they had done wrong, and HD simply replaced it with a new tool free of charge. Then they proceeded to test it all over again, this time making up for the mistakes they made in the previous video. This time around, the results were much better. You can watch both videos at Workshop Addict on YouTube.
Every tool fan worries about keeping their tool out of the hands of others, especially on the job site. So a solid job site storage box is a must. Rob over at Toolbox Buzz got the idea of adding a best built 48-inch job site box to his trailer, adding storage and, most importantly, additional security. Now, there are some challenges in putting a job site box in a trailer, which Rob walks us through. At about $430, it's not cheap, but as Rob points out, peace of mind is priceless. To see all of the features for yourself and decide if you need to add one to your job site or tool trailer, head over to Toolbox Buzz on YouTube.
Dr. Spaceman of Dorsum Tool Reviews broke into the patent office again this week.
Or maybe he just used the website.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, he came back with a bunch of new Milwaukee secrets. So you've been waiting for an M18 concrete nail gun? Looks promising. A smart circular saw that calculates angles based on the saw's position? Yeah, me too. A powered transport pellet jack? Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta lift huge stuff, right? This round of patents will give any Milwaukee fan enough fuel to fill a forum, including hints at some new MX-powered tools, including chainsaws and maybe even a larger table saw. Of course, these are all just patents, but I don't care about that any more than the rest of you do. We're all stuck at home with nothing but our idiotic thoughts. Let's wildly speculate. You can share your own conspiracy theories over at Dorsum Tool Reviews on YouTube.
Still no M18 powered tool to ride around the shop?
Not yet, but you know what? We should build one of those.
Yeah, you get right on that, Rob. While I head back into the tool review zone. Professor Clint decided we needed to be educated this week and chose the topic of cheap tools versus expensive. To illustrate the difference, he chose a brushed heart impact and a full-on M18 fuel brushless Milwaukee. Definitely two ends of the spectrum. A lot of us all fall victim to spending as little as possible or spending way more just because we think it's better. To add a bit of clarity to the situation, Clint talks about the true differences between going cheap and going pro. He comes up with some interesting conclusions you won't want to miss at the Tool Review Zone on YouTube.
It's time once again for some actual work with Rob Robillard. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for having me on the show this week. How are you?
Hey, I'm here too.
Oh, dude, please, I've been stuck with you for the last 7 weeks. I think I'm just going to talk with Sarah for a while, okay?
Fine.
Hey, that works for me, Rob.
All right, well, let's get on with the tip. There are many times that I find that I need to cut trim or molding at an angle greater than my miter saw will allow or has been designed for. And for these situations, I use an acute angle jig, and you can do that in the shop or on the job site. And I'm talking real sharp angles here. I've made several of these jigs over the years, and I've learned that each miter saw has different dimensions, quirks, and sizing. So you're gonna have to fit your jig to your saw. I actually use 2 different types of jigs. I keep them both available. One is used for thinner, small moldings like casings, baseboard, band moldings, and the other is set up for larger moldings or cutting on edge like this, or cutting nested crown. I end up showing you both in the video. These jigs increase your cutting capacity of your miter saw. It basically makes your 0 degree mark a 45 degree cut. Once clamped to your saw, you set that blade to 5 degrees on either side, either direction, and you're now producing a 50-degree angle cut. Set the saw another 5 degrees, 55, another 5 from that, 60, and so on and so forth. Guys, sometimes the simplest jigs can be the most used and the handiest, and this acute angle jig for the miter saw, it fits that bill. It's going to give you an acute angle cut, much safer and a lot better. If you'd like to learn more information on how to build this jig, check out my video on my Concord Carpenter YouTube channel. Well, that's it. And Sarah, thank God you're back.
Aw, thanks, Rob.
I've been watching Super Bowl commercial reruns for the last 7 weeks. Now I can finally start watching your show again.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. And thanks for noting that it's my show.
Stay well, everybody. Take care.
Because I can't risk Sarah's head getting too big, let's move on very quickly to industry news from the Construction Junkie. Have you ever worked on a roof with no anchorage point? Me neither, but it's a real problem for construction workers who want to get the job done but stay safe in the process. Check this out. That's the Grabber, clearly named by a trained panel of 5-year-olds, but engineered by a much smarter adult. This mobile solution creates a secure anchor point up to 34 feet in the air. The 4 different models offer anchor points for 2 to 5 users, with each point supporting up to 310 pounds. A critical part of fall protection is quick recovery, which can easily be managed by a second employee who can immediately lower or lift them to safety. It's also loaded with features like solar panels for power, hydraulic jacks, and even a wireless remote control. To learn more about the Grabber and get the rest of your industry news, head over to the Construction Junkie on YouTube.
Moving on to Instagram, Colt from Just Build It used a hand planer upside down to fix a stringer. Are you supposed to plane upside down?
I honestly don't know. Eric over at Mechanical Hub reminded us to use the right fittings, bro. Then he admitted to using the wrong press fittings for years. Pfft, rookie.
You've never used a single press fitting in your life.
Yeah, I have at the Hilti event.
Okay, but did you use the right fitting?
I have no idea.
Exactly. Forge Construction forgot his saw on the way to the job site, but fortunately, his dad had a flexible right side circ saw that did the job.
And finally, Timothy from Tool Crave was really happy with his new Diablo Masonry cutoff wheels that made quick work of some broken pavers. We need to try those.
We have several Diablo blades that we need to try.
Yep, and we're going to do that this week. If you guys are not following us on Instagram yet, be sure to do that at Belts and Boxes so you don't miss a single tool review.
Hey, can I win a mower this week?
Oh, good news. You can. Technically, you can't, but they can. If you haven't seen it yet, we have a new showcase on the channel. This time it's for the Ego 3rd Gen push mower. So head over, watch that, leave a comment, and you'll be entered to win.
Speaking of Ego, thank you Ego and Ohio Power Tool for sponsoring this episode. Guys, we couldn't do it without you.
Yep, and don't forget that tomorrow we have another episode of Make or Break. This time, Sarah builds stuff. Plus, we have Sarah's Top 5 DIY all throughout the week.
So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of it.
We'll see you next week.